when you're young and you begin to look at the world and see what the world really is, and you wake up to the realities of the people around you that you grew up with or that you've been being taught in school by, and you start to really look at everybody as humans, and not just, your uncle or your parents or your teacher, and you really see them as a human being. For me, that was occurring when I was really young in my teenage years and then early 20s, and there was something about the world that really scared me, about how even as I sit in traffic now, it's like so many people are living lives that, the quote is lives of quiet desperation, where they work jobs that they don't really like, and they spend money on things that they don't really need to impress people that they don't really care that much about. And that was just so true to me when I saw that for what it was, and I looked at the world. I said, I'm not getting a 9-to-5. I'm not going into that world. And I rebelled against it, and I thought, there's no way I'm doing that. And I am an entrepreneur, and I know that I'm on a path of financial freedom and abundance in all areas of life. See, not just about money, but pursuing freedom spiritually, financially, with my partner, with my future family, with my current family, building groups of people and communities, and living with the world and helping mankind and impacting the world. There's so many ways to be abundant in life. And I wanted to make this video because I feel like when I was younger, I was very imbalanced in how I thought about success. And I'm still 26, so there's a lot of lessons that are going to be learned. But when I was 21, I thought it was all about money. And so I said, I'm not getting a job, which is kind of ironic, but I said, no, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to make money online. I'm going to do something, launch my own thing. And I found myself like sitting in a hole, and I was pretty anxious and depressed because I just didn't want to go into that world that I was so afraid of. And I just want to make this message in this video for anybody who's out there who's maybe in a similar position or who is stuck in the 9-to-5, stuck in a job they don't like. Number one, you don't have to stay there forever. And I'm not a free entrepreneur. I do have a 9-to-5. I recently got a 9-to-5 because I wanted to have stable, solid income in my life while I build things that I'm building. But I want to send that message out to that individual who is avoiding getting a job or who is in the job they don't like. I just want you to know that you can get out of that. And you don't have to sit in that the rest of your life. Me going to my 9-to-5 and coming home to my wife, yesterday I was walking in the door and I thought, oh my God, there are people out there who do this every day and will do this every day for the rest of their life, who don't even realize that there are other ways to make money and to live abundantly. And I know enough people who live like that to know it's possible. But to not even think that it's possible and to just settle into that life of quiet desperation is sad. And so if you're on that edge, just know that you can do more. And I believe we all can be free and have abundant wealth. And like I said, not just about finances, because that was something I was so focused on the money that I didn't want to get myself into a relationship with a woman. And there was probably other reasons why I didn't find myself in relationships. I wasn't necessarily acting like an attractive man who could really hold a relationship with a woman. But I wasn't pursuing it. It wasn't a thought. I thought that's a distraction. But it's not. A woman, my wife, she lights me up. She gives me so much reason and motivation for doing things and for living and for growing and creating life and creating things. It's not a distraction. It's a beautiful, beautiful balance in life. I think one of my biggest weak links is my family life. Not just my wife, but I think my wife's relationship and spending time with her is somewhere I'm actually putting a lot of energy on. But my actual family, I don't stay as connected with them as I would like to, and that's a public weakness that I'm saying now, because it's an area that I actually really see the more I work on that, the better of an individual I'll be. I see a lot of people who kind of and this was me like 5 years ago, I kind of looked at life as just the one bucket, and all this other stuff is a distraction to that one bucket. But you answered this question for me, for yourself. But for me, when I look at it and I say, you take one man who is doing really good, very healthy, works out, eats well, has a beautiful wife and children, maybe built his own company or created his own community or something like that. He's doing well. He's impacting the world. Maybe he has some animals, pets. He lives amongst nature. He gets out in the world. He has a spiritual life. He believes in God. You take that man and compare him to a man who is crazy successful, more successful than the first man, made billions of dollars, but doesn't have a good relationship with his wife or kids. Maybe isn't really impacting the world with his business. Maybe he's selling cigarettes or something like that. If you're a cigarette salesman, I'm sorry. But maybe doesn't have any pets in his life, no animals, doesn't care about animals or plants or anything like that, and doesn't have a spiritual life at all, doesn't believe in God. Like, even if that guy's a billionaire, I will take the first man who's maybe a millionaire, or maybe not even a millionaire, but he's living that abundantly well-rounded, balanced life. And I do have very large wealth goals for myself, and I want to impact the planet in a very massive way. That's why I make these videos, because when I look at my 5-10 year vision of myself, I see a man who's impacting millions and millions of lives. So if I refuse to make videos like this, I'm not telling myself that I am that man. By making the video, I'm telling myself I know that I am that person and that I can create that world if I just turn the camera on and record. Even if I feel that insecurity, like maybe I'm not far ahead enough to really give people advice or talk about this stuff. And that's how I've switched into my brain, and now I'm just saying things that I've learned, and I'm talking about things that I like and things that I care about. So if you like these videos, please let me know, because I'm really, really open to learning what you want to hear from me. If you're subscribing or following my channel, I really want to make videos that actually resonate with you. And if you want to book a call with me, I'm going to start putting my Calendly link in my bio description. So if you want to just chat about life and about business, personal development, marketing, sales, whatever, there's a lot of things that I'm interested in, health. Book a call with me. I have like 30-minute calls on there a couple days a week, and I'd love to chat with you and just get to know you. Thanks for watching.